This is drift tips, 5 drift tips for you to become a pro drifter. Now, obviously, I am probably not the best drifter there is. In Car Dealership Tycoon, I probably am because I haven't seen anybody drift as good as me, like solid and clean. But I've seen other people try. I've seen Danish. I've seen this random Spanish player try. He wasn't really that good. So I'm gonna be explaining some quick tips that will help you drift like really good. Alright, so the first tip is taking control of your car. Now, taking control of your car is one interesting thing because there are many people who just drift and then hold S, and that creates a lot of lost control. So when you drift, first you have to attain speed. You have to take speed, a lot of speed. You have to collect a lot of speed, and then if you're gonna take a turn like that, you gotta make sure your car is going in the right direction. So if you're gonna take a 90-degree turn, what you gotta do is you gotta do it like that, and then when your car is starting to go sideways, you do this. You go to the other way. Like if you're gonna try and drift the other way. Like that. So you don't lose control, and it is easier to drift. Now this is hard for mobile players. So for mobile players, I'm sorry. This is probably not your video, but this is gonna be for PC players. Alright, second is what car you choose. Now, obviously S15 is my channel car, that's why I'm using it, and it is rear wheel drive. Now, it is not the easiest to drift, believe it or not. One of the easiest to drift are the R35 that I released a video on it. Now, the R35, it is one of the easiest to drift because it is all-wheel drive. So, your selection of drift cars should be all-wheel drive because they are generally the easiest to control and the best to drift in. Now, obviously, don't get a car that's slow and all-wheel drive like the Mitsubishi Lancer or stuff like that. Get a car that is at least somewhere in the area of the R35 or up. So, like, the cheapest I would go for is like 250k at least. For 250k. And then maximum, I don't know. So, the best car you could get for drifting, in my honest opinion, would be either the R35, and for limiteds, I really don't like drifting limiteds, but if you want to drift the limited, you could drift the Bolide, which is quite a fast car. It's a good drift car. You could drift R35. You could drift the Countach. That is a really good limited. I rated it somewhere in the same area as the GTR 35. By the way, shout out to Supra, really chill dude. He's joining me right now. Creating a lot of lag, inducing a lot of lag, but it doesn't really matter. So right now the best tip I could give you is this because it's the most controllable. All-wheel drive is the most controllable drivetrain, and it's just one of the best. Alright, number 3 is your drift area, where you're starting. Now, this is mainly aimed for starters and people who don't know how to drift. Now, I don't count burnouts and donuts as drifts. I count them like solid drifts that I do. Like those ones that people know me for. This right here. That's what people know me for. Now, these solid drifts, I honestly love them. Like that. That is a solid drift. Now, the city is the best place for you to start drifting because it has open 90-degree corners, and the roads are bigger. The roads are bigger than the neighborhood, so it's not like it's harder, because although the turns are 90 degrees, you have a bigger road. So since the roads are bigger, you have a better chance of landing a good drift. And also it helps you learn. Right, like that. That is a solid drift. Because I took control. That's what you're supposed to do. So, quick tip number 4 is, I don't have a list for this actually. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. But number 4 is top speed versus acceleration. Now this is very common actually. that people grab a lot of very good top speed cars, which I don't blame them. It's a good thing, but you want cars that have a decent acceleration too and a lot of torque. For example, a good torque car would be the Gemera because it has a lot of acceleration. Alright, number 5 is, or the last one, is gonna be really its handling. Like, what is a car's handling and how slippery it is. Now, yes, this matters into drifting. And why does that matter, you might ask? Because today I was trying out, I believe, I forgot what it was. When I first started, I was trying out a rear wheel drive car. What was it? I'm pretty sure it was the Vulcan or something like that. But I was trying out a rear wheel drive car, and I couldn't drift it because it was just too slippery and I couldn't take control of it. Now, obviously, it's one of the best selling cars in the game, the Vulcan. But it's not controllable when you drift. Because if I try to drift this corner right here, not gonna come out that well. Why? Because it's too sensitive. Oh, I'm sorry for the little glitch, Chromebook recording glitch. Anyway, so this thing, not the easiest to drift, so you should know what cars to drift, because this thing, oh, it wasn't the Vulcan. Yeah, right there. It's more of a power slide, so you should definitely make sure to grab a car that is easily controlled. Well, I guess that's it for these drift tips. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time.